Hello, online crew. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the journey in my business and why this particular month has not been the best month for me. Coming off being the #1 enroller in my company in all of Australia and New Zealand for the last 4 months in a row. And yet this month I've taken a bit of a dive. But I want to share with you why, because it's really interesting to me knowing the difference in my behaviors and what's happened and the impact that it's had on my business. I think it's important that I share whether I want to or not, but as a leader in this space and somebody that is getting results, sometimes that's not always the case. But it's not really the matter of like the decline, it's the reasons behind it. So I want to share that with you today, like what I did differently this month and the impact that it's had on my business. I just think that's important to share. I hope that you agree. We often see, leaders getting all the results, but they don't often share when things aren't going well. And I think it's important to share that as well. So you can learn from kind of my journey and I've very openly shared how I've got the results the last few months and how I get my leads and the strategies that I'm using. And inside my coaching community, I've shared scripts, my exact scripts that I'm using. So I've been very open about sharing how I've been able to get the results that I have and be the #1 enroller in my company, in my country at the moment, but that's not happening this month. But there's very good reasons for that. And I want to share that with you so you can learn from this as well. Okay. Before I go into that, 2 things. One, if you are a coaching community member, I just shared a training. I've just finished it not long ago about how you get out of your own way and get momentum in your business. I shared my top 5 tips for that. I shared notes. So it's all spelled out in notes. That's already in the group. So go to the coaching community Facebook group, watch the replay of that and download the notes. So if you need to get out of your own way, you're still stuck, you're still overwhelmed, you're not doing the do, you're not sure what to do, I've got my 5 top strategies. Even if you don't need it as a leader, you can work with your team with those strategies. Okay. So if you're a coaching community member, make sure you go and catch the replay of that training and go and download the notes. The second thing is, I just want to remind you that my VIP mentorship program is open for enrollments at the moment. I start the next 6-month program on the 1st of April, right through to the end of September. If you need accountability, you need direction, you need focus, you need guidance, you need somebody to review your work, you need somebody to give you a loving kick up the bum, like you're completely over not getting results in your business, maybe you need to invest in some mentorship. I've always invested in my mentorship. I continue to invest in mentorship. I wouldn't get the results that I'm getting and have done in the past and be a multiple 6-figure earner without investing in a mentor. You probably can't get to where you want to go for free. So I would just encourage you, if you need some mentorship, you want to speed up the results in your business, just drop the word VIP or reach out to me just to grab the information. It may or may not be suitable for you. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do like high accountability and all the homework and everything goes with it. But listen to Skyly's story from 2 days ago. If you missed my live from 2 days ago with Skyly, she's a current student in the program, just go and listen to her story if you want to learn a little bit more about that as well. Okay, so let's get back on track with what I'm talking about to here, lessons that I learned. So I'll just give you a bit of background. Obviously, I have shared, like even in the months of January and February, life was lifing for me. We all go through seasons and we all have times when we go through personal things and it throws us a little bit off course. And my 2026 hasn't really started the way that I would have hoped. And I've gone through some personal stuff and I was still able to maintain the #1 position, top enroller in my company, even with all of that going on. Now, the reason for that is I kept still doing the things that I knew that were working, that were moving the needle forward. So for me, that's consistency of posting every day. Okay. I've been quite open about the fact that majority of my sales and leads come from Instagram and TikTok, not Facebook. So that's the platforms that I prefer to work on. And it's very interesting because majority of them are cold market. Facebook is warm market, but I get more results from cold market on Instagram and TikTok than I do on Facebook on warm market. But on Facebook, I share my life, I share my travels, I share my family, I share a bit of product, I share a bit of business, I share it all. And that's what Facebook is mainly for. It's for a variety of content buckets. It's for people to get to know us. It's to share all of those things. On Instagram and TikTok, you can go laser focused, all in one brand, mainly one problem that you solve, and all your content is laser focused on that particular thing. Therefore, the algorithm finds the right people for you, so you're talking to high quality leads. When you're talking to high quality leads, the conversation is easier, but there's strategies to convert and all the rest of it. But that's just how I'm getting the results in my business, right? So even though I've been going through some personal things, I still kept consistent with my posting on those platforms mainly. I did slow up a little bit even on Facebook. Like if you scroll back, there can sometimes be like 4 days or 5 days where I didn't post anything, and that's very unlike me. Like I might leave it a couple of days or a few days, but I don't normally leave it too long before I'm posting on Facebook. So even that slowed down, but I didn't stop what I was doing on Instagram and TikTok because I know it works. Okay. So I was posting less, but keeping up my consistency on Instagram and TikTok, and it still got me the results. Okay. Still just kept up my normal strategy, posting every day, liaising with leads every day, using my normal sort of closing strategies. So even though life was hitting me, I was still doing the do. So speed up to this month and just before this month. So some of you may know I've just traveled to Chicago just recently. And you know what it's like when you go away? Like, have you ever gone away overseas and you've got a family that you're leaving home? Like, there's a lot to organize before you go. So you're busier than normal. Then you go, you're really busy when you're away, and then you get back and then you've got to catch up and do all the things. Unfortunately for me, I slept really badly or hardly slept at all from my longest flight. Like, it takes me 3 flights to get from Adelaide to Chicago and back again. But the long leg was 15 hours. That was between LA and Melbourne on the way back. And this little sleep that I did get, I slept very awkwardly, and I've basically had a headache ever since. Like, I've put my back out a bit. So it's just been tough the last week since I've been back, sort of like health-wise, and then catching up with everything. So I've just been like life. Okay. No excuses, but life. But here's what I changed. So I got busy leading up to going, but I was still posting, all good. But then I start my travels. And the first couple of days of arriving in Chicago, I thought to myself, I'm not going to have time, because a lot of my videos are talking videos like this. It's like I don't really have time to sort of record things while I'm away. So I'll just repurpose some content. So I repurposed 2 videos 2 nights in a row, but I posted them in American time. Instead of when I would normally post. And I worked out when I would normally post in Australia, it would be about 2 o'clock in the morning in America. So it's like, well, I'm not going to post at 2 o'clock in the morning in America, so I'll just post. But my views tanked. Like I just got crap views, like really bad views on my videos. So I just thought, oh, well, I won't bother. Mistake number 1. So I didn't post for the rest of my trip. I didn't post any videos for the rest of my trip. So normally I post, like I put up a video, like a little short form video on both Instagram and TikTok pretty much every day, or close to, not every week, but close to every day. So I just stopped for 7 days or so, no more videos. So lead flow went right down. So that's number 1. The second thing, so the lesson in that, you've got to be consistent with your content. If you have other things going on in your life, like I've got students of mine in my VIP mentorship, like Skyly, that if you missed my video from 2 days ago, go and watch that. Skyly works full time, and she's still a student in my VIP mentorship doing amazing things. Like, she still works full time. Like, everybody's like, you can do this business in the pockets of your time. But for somebody that works full time, or if you've got a limited time, you just batch record your content, like no excuses. But for me, it was the time that I was posting is different. And I just thought, oh, well, I won't post. So I didn't post. So lead flow, because when I post and when you post, it actually boosts your other posts as well. So when you stop posting, you're basically just putting a halt on your algorithm, whatever platform that you're on. So that was not a good decision on my part. So lead flow sort of stopped. The other thing I stopped doing And this is a really big thing in my business, and why I've been able to achieve what I achieve on any of the platforms is voice messaging. So when I get a lead, I connect with those leads, not initially in voice message, but I start with a written message. But at some point, I find something that they've said, and I'll connect with them in voice message. And that's really how I get like people in the cold audience to trust me really quickly, because they hear my voice, have a conversation. I make them feel seen and heard. I pick up on something that they've shared with me, and then I'll voice message and I'll talk about that one thing. So they know I'm a real person. When you do all your follow-up or liaising with typing, like in Messenger and things like that, you're still just words on the other end of a social media platform. It's not until you open your mouth and kind of speak to people that they really connect with you. So we are in a relationship business. Human connection is important. I can't tell you the difference it has made to me this month in my results in my business by stopping voice messaging. So the reason that I did that was not necessarily because I didn't want to, but the moments were sparse. Like, we were busy. We were on the go the whole conference. So I'm traveling, I'm in airports, I'm at the conference, I'm around people, rooming with somebody else, staying at somebody else's house. Like, you're around, you're constantly with other people. So instead of voice messaging when I'm sitting in the conference, replying to a lead, I was typing it out rather than voice messaging. But the difference in my business this month by not connecting with people by voice and doing it by typing. So don't get me wrong, I was still getting leads. So I was still getting leads, even though I wasn't posting. Lead flow was down a little bit, but I was still getting leads because my content still works for me. And that's why I love short form video, and why you should too, because your content continues to work for you well after you've posted it. Whereas on Facebook, you post something and it disappears down the feed. Like short form video, it still gets found in the algorithms. So just, if you're not doing short form video, you're missing out. So that difference in and I was still sending out links as well. So I've still sent out lots of links while I was away, but the conversion is way down because I'm not converting with people through my voice, through like the human connection. There is nothing more important for you on social media than creating that human connection and showing your face. That's why I do talking videos, because people can see me and hear me. Like some of you that are watching, you may have we ever met in person? For some of you, like some of you, lots of you, I would have never have met in person, but you kind of probably feel like you know a little bit about me because you see me live all the time. You hear me talk. You know I mix up my words. You know probably a little bit about me. Like I share things about me. So you probably think you know me a little bit because I show up. Like if I did every post that was written with a picture, you would never get that feeling of knowing me like you probably know me a little bit. I hope I'm making sense with that. So when you're dealing with prospects and leads, wherever you can jump in with voice messaging and connecting with the person and helping them feel seen and heard, and that they're talking like to a real person, it's so helpful. So as I said before, like I mainly close cold market. And that's difficult to do. Like somebody that doesn't know you and then they watch a video of you and then they buy something off you. It's because you build trust with them. So building trust quickly with your audience. So showing up and like speaking in these kind of videos, doing live videos or short form videos and speaking, but voice messaging has had a huge impact on my business. So I've sent out a lot of links for products, for my business. And what I would normally say in voice messaging, I've typed, and it's been a huge impact, negative impact on my business this month. Okay. So there's the not posting consistently. That's let me down. Voice messaging has let me down. And here's another big one. Big one. It was a real gut punch while I was away. So I was away all up traveling about 10 days, but you take out like time zones and stuff like that. Over about 7 days, I had 6 customers that turned off their subscription in a week. 6. Now, why is that's quite a lot, and quite a lot for me and my business. And the reason for that, all my customer service went out the window. I wasn't following up with anybody. People got new products. I was telling them how to use the products, but I wasn't checking in. How are you going? Just wasn't making my customers feel seen and heard. And so they just, when there's no connection or no follow-up. So my other lesson in all of this is somebody buys something from you, even if they're like in your business as a team member, they've put their hand in their pocket and paid their hard-earned cash, however they've earned it, or even on their credit card, and they're stressing out about that. Like it's an investment from that person to buy a product from you or go into business with you, and you must look after them. So I dropped the ball, because normally where I would be on my follow-up Friday and following up with my customers, things that dropped off before I went to Chicago. So I've dropped off before I went to Chicago my whole time in Chicago. That dropped the ball. Got back, had problems with my neck and back and headaches and whatever. So I'm still not back really into routine, but it's made a huge impact on just not like losing that human connection. Are you getting the messages and the lessons that I'm learning in my own business that I'm sharing with you? So if you can take my lessons, and implement themselves, you won't have that kind of downfall. Now, there's the three things. So I stopped posting, I stopped voice messaging, and I stopped following up. So all the things that you shouldn't do. Okay. So I've had a lot less sales, like I'm way behind the 8 ball. And it's interesting, once you become the number one enroller for 4 months in a row, you kind of want to maintain it. And I even get competitive with myself last few months. It's like, I want to maintain that spot. But this month is like dismal. Okay. So I'm back on track now. Just made another sale half an hour ago because I'm back in the groove. I'm back posting. I'm back voice messaging. So I'm trying to just savor the rest of the month, whatever I can do. So I'm back on track. But the other thing that I've done, and I'm not necessarily going to label this as a mistake, but there was a new product that was launched in Chicago, which I'm in love with, but it's not available for me in my market yet. It's 2 or 3 months away, but I've been talking about it. And I did a video on it, shared it, like the first one was on TikTok. And I have minimum 200 people on a VIP list for this new product in my market, but I can't sell it to them yet because it's not here yet. So what I normally talk about, I've pivoted. I won't pivot forever, but I've pivoted to talk about it because I'm excited about it, and it's available for some people in some countries. So I've just made that clear in my video. It's like, I'm really excited about this. It's available for you if you live in this country and this country, but if you live in my country, it's not available yet, but you can go on my VIP list. And it's gone crazy. So as I said, I would have minimum, like it's hundreds of people that have asked for information on this product. But do you see what I mean? Like with my branding, it's slightly left of field. It's not normally what I talk about. So this month I've kind of sacrificed what I would normally, because I would always recommend to you, stay in the lane. The same target market. My target market hasn't changed. And pick one main problem and say it a million different ways. Okay, so stay in the lane 80% of the time. So this is where I've deviated off my 80% of the time. And I've just been so busy. I'm in so many conversations. So it's a good problem to have, but I'm not selling at the moment because majority of my market is in my own country and I can't sell them this product at the moment, but I'm building a VIP list. So I'm looking at the long game, and I'm looking a few months ahead with this VIP list that I'm building, but I'm sacrificing sales this month. So the combination of just stopping posting altogether, stopping the voice messaging, not following up with my people, and pivoting slightly to a new product, which is what I don't normally kind of do. I normally stay in the lane and get the sales in the lane. I'm building something for the future in the next few months, but it's impacted my sales. So I am way down in what I'm doing this month. So just to wrap that up, the lessons learned for me, which I'm sharing with you, if you drop the ball in your posting, so does your lead flow, so does the trust, like the consistency. You just have to have the discipline to post anyway. The power of voice messaging. I hope you hear me in this video with the power of voice messaging, because there's nothing more important, especially when you're dealing with cold market, if you get leads from people that you don't really know, is for them to trust you. The only reason people will buy from you is if they trust you. How you build that trust is you talk to them as a human. So you use your voice in voice messaging. Even TikTok now has voice messaging. It's made such a difference in my business now that TikTok has voice messaging. It has for a few months now. The third thing is, if you get a customer, if you get a new brand partner, you look after them. You follow up with them. You check in with them. Create a follow-up series. Have dates in your diary. When you know somebody's been on a product for 7 days, have it already in your diary, in your calendar. Follow up with whoever. At that point in time, have a really good follow-up series. People have got a million options to buy. Let's say it's product. Whatever your product is, there's probably a million different versions of your product from a million different places, particularly online. So anybody can buy anything from anywhere. Why would they buy from you? Because you look after them. You make them feel seen and heard. You check in with them. You send them a little gift. You send them a thank you note for purchase. You email them some extra information. That you look after your people. If you don't look after your people, they'll drop off. And I've had more drop off this month than ever before in prior months because I've dropped off my customer service. Okay. Do you understand that? And the last thing is, I'm not going to make it, and I'm just speaking to you about this openly. And even though I'm probably, like, never say never, I'm going to watch my own language here, but I'm probably not going to hold the number one position this month because of all of that. But never say never. I'm working hard now for the rest of the month. We'll see how we go. But don't make anything wrong, and I'm not making it wrong. It's impossible for me to hold that number one position every single month in the row. There's always going to be seasons. There's all going to be reasons. And this month there's a lot of reasons. And I'm not feeling bad about promoting this new product because I've got hundreds of people on a VIP list for when it's released. So I will benefit from that, when it's released here. And it's very natural for me because I'm in love with this new product. Okay. So I'm not making it wrong that my results this month are way down because I've just kind of refocused, but I'm refocusing for the long game. I'm not in this business for short-term games. I know you all want customers and more team members and the cash. Obviously, that's all what we want. But sometimes you have to think of the long game in building your audience, building the trust, the consistency. So you might post and not get much love at the moment. It's still consistency. I promise you, somebody's watching you. They're just watching you long enough to work out whether they trust you, that you're going to stay there. So if you talk about something 3 times, that is not enough. You got to talk about something for 6 months. You got to talk about something over and over and over again because you're excited about it and you love it. And when you do that, then you're playing the long game because you've got to get rid of this expectation that you post and I didn't get any engagement. So what? There are people sitting in the background watching you to see if you're serious about what it is that you're talking about, whether it's your business or your products. So they're going to watch you over and over and over again. So you've got to keep that consistency and voice message at any opportunity and find anything to connect them with and make people feel seen and heard through conversation. You can't get that through written words in Messenger. Okay. Look after your people, customer service. Somebody's put their hand in their pocket and spent their hard-earned money on something you recommended to them. Don't take that for granted. I've dropped the ball with that this month and people are turning off their subscription. My fault. I'm also a big believer though, don't ever look back. And I don't feel bad about what's happening this month. I'm picking up my game now. I just made a sale like half an hour ago. Like I'm back in the groove. I'm back posting consistently. I'm back voice messaging. I'm back following up. And I'm in so many conversations at the moment. So, I'm building that momentum again. But it's a real eye-opener that, and here's what the point that I really want to finish off on. Nothing in the company changed. Nothing in my upline changed. No training changed. No products changed. No prices changed. No comp plan changed. The difference in my results in my business is me. I dropped the ball. I stopped posting. I stopped voice messaging. I stopped following up. And it's huge. It's a massive difference in my business this month. But I'm building on something with a new product. I'm okay with that. And now I'm back on track. Don't ever make anything wrong. It's just all seasons in your business, but massive lessons I've learned. And I hope you appreciate me sharing this with you as just, the good's good. And I can share with you how I've got my results as number one enroller, but I ain't that right now. Like, I'm way behind the 8 ball, but I'm also sharing with you the lessons that I've learned from that. And I hope you learn from that as well. Okay. Is this helpful? I wasn't actually going to talk about this today, but I was at a meeting last night and I was sharing we had a meeting with my network marketing company last night, and I was speaking to everyone about this. And I thought, no, I should really share this with everybody. So I hope, this is helpful to hear the downs as well as the ups, if that makes sense. But yeah, I never make anything wrong. It's like, oh, well, it is what it is. That's yesterday. That's this month. I've still got X amount of days for the rest of this month. Time to get back in the game, Helen. Time to, post every day again. Time to get back in the voice messenger. And I just feel the difference in the last few days where I've got back in the game, because my conversations are amazing, because I'm voice messaging again. And I'm picking up, things that people are telling me, and then I'm having a conversation with them about that. I'm just having a laugh with people. I'm connecting with them with their problems, and I'm having meaningful conversations. And I didn't have any of those meaningful conversations when I was away in Chicago, because I stopped doing it. So I'm back in the game. But I really hope you find that useful in some way. Okay. So two last reminders. If you're a coaching community member, go and catch the replay and grab the notes of the training that I just finished, which was how to get out of your own way and get back into momentum. Okay. Really useful training. If that's not for you, like you're in momentum, use that training for your team. Like, download the notes and give it to your team. Use what I've trained you to train team, because I guarantee you if you've got a team, there's people in your team that are in their own way. Okay. And the second thing, don't forget my VIP mentorship program is open at the moment for a 1st of April intake for my next 6 months. If you need accountability, direction, every month for the 6 months, we have a curriculum that we follow. We do personal development, we do branding, we do prospecting and recruiting, we do content creation, we do everything over the 6 months. And we have calls and, all sorts of things. So lots of accountability. If you really want to get focused and you're frustrated with spinning your wheels, just reach out to me and grab the information. It may not be a good fit for you, I don't know, but there's no harm in reaching out for the information and seeing whether it might be a good fit for you. So just drop the word VIP or just reach out to me in Messenger and I'll give you that information. Okay. The earlier you get on it, there's still, the first discount's gone, but there's still another discount that you can access. The earlier in the month in March that you join, the bigger the discounts. Okay. So thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful and that you learned something from it. I'll catch you next week. Bye.